grapes in our opinion, and the white king of grapes is Chardonnay, and we make fantastic Chardonnay, and the red king of grapes is Cabernet, and the various kind of addendums to Cabernet. And yeah, we have a great kind of maritime climate, so because of the two oceans, or the two kind of points at the top and bottom of Margaret River, we have this great cooling effect from the sea. So in addition to being quite warm, so great for ripening fruit and getting good tannin, we also have wonderful kind of dry days, and dry is good because it means we don't have issues with disease. It's warm enough to grow grapes, but it's not so warm that you get high alcohols. It's also as a result cool enough that you still have lots of great flavour preservation, lots of great acid preservation. So the fruit is fresher, cleaner, and just basically more flavoursome, we feel, than anywhere else in the world. But no, but yeah, for what we want to do and what we want to achieve, that's what we believe anyway. I think just the variability and the challenge. I mean, as I said, you're working with the weather, and at the end of the day, it's a fermented fruit. So it's you're at the whims of what the vines did that year, and you can try and influence that. And you can try and change it in the winery, but at the end of the day, the season is what it is. The fruit is what it is. And I suppose it's just fun seeing what you get every year, and matching that to things like barrels and different types of processes, and I suppose in tandem with that, just trying to perfect what you did the previous year and improve it, and that challenge itself is gratifying, and it makes you want to get out of bed in the morning. So I've got my own brand called Tripe Iscariot, and Tripe Iscariot's a very small project. I do 3 wines, I do about 3 barrels of each, so in the grand scheme of things, like really small. And the idea behind it was to, number one, do my own thing. Every winemaker wants to, and two, just challenge convention and I suppose preconceptions about style. So the name is, as I said, Tripe Iscariot, and the tripe's just a reference to the kind of nose to tail, very distilled winemaking that I employ, and I never got into to make tripe themed wine. Nose to tail, very distilled is just a good way of explaining my philosophy on using solids in different parts of the grape in various parts of the process in order to sort of structure and create something slightly different. And yeah, so I make a Chardonnay, which is a slightly different take on kind of Margaret River's King White variety. I use whole clusters during the ferment. I use very subtle oak. I really want it to be a fruit-driven style. I want it to be about purity and beauty without being acidic and sour and tight. I do a rosé because I love dry rosé, so I use Grenache, and basically I barrel age it for 9 months, which is a bit weird for rosé. And just once again trying to change the idea about rosé in Australia, that it is a fine, elegant drink. Guys can drink it because it is tasty. And then I do a Syrah Malbec, and I suppose the Syrah Malbec came from me trying to understand what Margaret River Shiraz is, and I suppose the conclusion was Margaret River Shiraz doesn't exist, or at least it shouldn't. Syrah is what we do. And the Malbec just works as a blender because it does give you a bit of darkness and a bit of fill, because I believe there are not many grapes in the world that can stand by themselves, and Syrah certainly isn't one that can stand by itself, I don't think. I think it's always works better in tandem with a little mate, so Malbec or Grenache, depending where you are and what you're trying to achieve.